Sunday evening baseball is next. And a good evening, everybody. We welcome you into this Texas League broadcast on this Sunday night. And now here's the voice of your San Antonio Missions, John Baker. Thank you, Bob, and a good, happy Sunday night to everybody. Hope everybody's weekend is going good, and so far we are set to go. It is the final game of our 6-game set between the visiting Springfield Cardinals and your San Antonio Missions. Missions head off on the road. They head to Oklahoma, take on the Tulsa Drillers after tonight. So far, don't forget that San Antonio will be home to take on the Amarillo Sod Poodles beginning Tuesday, August 19th through the 24th, taking on the Amarillo Sod Poodles. Missions will close off the week of August, starting Tuesday, August 26th through the 31st, there at Frisco, and then coming back for one more Springfield. Well, got to say, it's going to be a pretty good rubber matchup tonight as we get things off to a good start, and we'll reflect on last night's ball game as the visiting Springfield Cardinals won it by 2-0 against San Antonio, and so far pretty good on that. Yeah, I gotta say, John, it has been one of them days where San Antonio literally had one game scorelessness, and so far it was one of them. Yeah, for sure. Well, it was a 2-run top of the 8th inning, and evidently the Springfield Cardinals got in there and they got a runner on base, and then another prospect in the St. Louis organization hit a 2-run shot, and that propelled them to the W. It was a drone show. We've had that last night. That one was presented by Dr. Pepper and our friends there at West Creek, which that was pretty awesome. Well, anyway, it's a partly cloudy evening as we all look at it, as our San Antonio Missions doing their exercises on the field, getting ready for tonight's final game against Springfield. We are partly cloudy skies, 86 degrees, and yeah, it has been a hot day today. But as we get into the latter part of the evening, things will cool down. And yeah, all knowingly, we do not have any rain in the forecast for a long period of time. But anyway, there are numerous thunderstorms going on in the Dakotas right now. There's some tornado-warned storms going through. And yeah, so far it's been one of them days. Well, beautiful weather here in the state of Texas. And so far, before we get started with our game here tonight, we'll go ahead and give you finals from the Texas League. And so far, 6 ball clubs are done for this week. Midland winning 9-2 against Amarillo. Northwest Arkansas winning 11-3 against Wichita. And Frisco taking a 2-0 final against the Arkansas Travelers, which that was pretty good too. Anyway, our final 4 ball clubs: Tulsa at Corpus Christi, Springfield at San Antonio. About ready to get off and running, but evidently the Corpus Christi Hooks are pretty much going right now. They're at the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Tulsa leading that game 1-0 against the Hooks. And so far, pretty good on that one. Springfield and San Antonio are the last 2 teams about set to go here this evening, and so far, pretty good. Well, anyway, we are just about ready to get something going And yes, it's going to be a pretty good evening thus far. And if we go over the game from last night, which that we'll have to find, evidently, the good old YouTube Studio app, which we are always here on YouTube Live, which that right there, pretty good app if you know what I mean. Let's see. I think that was Game 5, which was last night. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and talk about Game 5. It was the last night. The game was scoreless, tie for 8.5 innings. In the top of the ninth inning, Springfield scored 2 runs. So I was incorrect about what inning it was. But the Springfield Cardinals scored the 2-run on a deep hit by Chase Davis, making the score 2-0. Springfield won the game with a 2-0 shutout finish. Chase Davis was named the player of the game for his 2-run shot. Matt Swanson took the win for Springfield, and Omar Cruz took the loss for San Antonio. So we got a introduction by myself and Bob. We discussed the game on the upcoming drone show, which we had last night. That was pretty good. So yeah, everybody did pretty good on that one. Upcoming series, San Antonio will head to Oklahoma starting this next week in a 6-game set from Tuesday through Sunday of next week. Missions will be back on Tuesday, August 19th to play host the Amarillo Sod Poodles. And so far, our regular season homestand that will come to an end will be against Corpus Christi, which everybody knows about. That will be our last 6 games here at home for the month and for the year of 2025. Well, anyway, pretty good for all of us here as we're about set to go for the final game of our 6-game set. And so far, they're doing national anthems on the field. Top half of the first inning for Springfield here tonight. And so far, we are set to go. Our last ball clubs of the 2025 regular season. After tonight's game against Springfield, we have Tulsa, Amarillo, Frisco, Corpus Christi, and Springfield. And those will be our last opponents for the regular season. Now, we do have Amarillo and Corpus Christi coming to San Antonio. Our road travel games will be Frisco, Tulsa, and Springfield. But anyway, got to say, pretty good as we're down to our final 5 weeks starting tomorrow. Or should I say Tuesday? I do apologize about that. But anyway, we're just about set to go here on this Sunday night. Mission players about ready to take the field to lead off the top half of the first on this Sunday night. Going to be a pretty good rubber matchup, and so far our time as 7:05 right on the dot as we get ready to close off the finale of the 6-game set against the Springfield Cardinals. Now, evidently, this series finale will determine which team will win this one, but that only decides when each team gets a base hit, and so far, pretty good on that. Well, it's Bark in the Park Sunday, and do apologize. We do have Bob's lovely wife, Ann, being here with us. And it's been a long time since you've been back to the ballpark. So how have you been? Oh, I've been good. How are you? I'm doing fantastic. So tell me, you've watched the game last night, and Springfield really took that 2-0 game, and we were all hoping that San Antonio would have won that game, but evidently they fell down. It's like a turkey with no legs. They fell off the ladder because it had no legs. Ha 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 ha. Very funny, John. Very funny. But anyway, we're just about set to go as we get ourselves ready to go. And this is Bark in the Park Sunday, presented by our friends there, Best Supply Places. As we get ready to close off this week with one more here at home.
And now, yo, San Antonio Mission.
And yeah, about ready to get something going. All right, the player on the mound is Isaiah Lowe. He'll get the finale of the 6th game as he starts off for San Antonio. The 4-seam slider, changeup, and a 2-seam fastball will be in to go. Center fielder Chris Rotondo will lead it off for Springfield. And we are about ready to go on this Sunday night. Here is the first pitch, the windup, and we are underway as that one is hit foul. The count now at 0-1. Our 4 ball clubs, Tulsa at Corpus Christi, Springfield at San Antonio. Going at it right now. Wind up and the pitch. That one is fouled off. The count now at 0-2. Well, anyway, let's give you Tuesday's outlooks in the AA Texas League. And so far, San Antonio is at Tulsa, Wichita and Springfield, Arkansas at Northwest Arkansas, Midland at Frisco, Corpus Christi at Amarillo. That one high fly in the air. And Campbell getting there just in plenty of time for the first out. And this one off and running here tonight, here at Wolf Stadium. Here is Darlin Molkete as he comes in for Springfield. Wind up and the pitch. That's a swing and a miss. And the count now at 0-1. So pretty good as come into this live broadcast. And do apologize about that, as you can probably hear the computer in the background. No balls, 2 strikes. And that one fouled in the way. The count now still holding on, 0-2. Got sunny and partly cloudy with sun and clouds mixed. The temperature of 85 degrees. That is good. It's a line drive right there, the base hit. And Springfield getting their first hit of the ball game.
Third, the right fielder, Chase Davis.
And that'll bring up the right fielder, Chase Davis. Davis coming in will take an inside strike. The count now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike the count. And here's the pitch. That one's fouled off. And the count now at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count. The pitch, that one right there. And that's going to get off of Cedeno. And will they get an out? Yes, they will. Right there to second. And what a play. It could have been a double play, but evidently that ball ricocheted right off of Nerwillian Cedeno. And the next batter up is Trey Page. Well, that's the first time you ever see one of them balls ricochet off your second baseman like that. Yeah, that's kind of weird when you look at it, John. I mean, really. There's one of them things. And so far, it's pretty weird. Yeah, for sure. Page coming in. Ball almost getting loose, and if it would have got loose in the backstop, it would have scored in the first run for Springfield. That one fouled off. The count now 1-2. And so far, pretty good on that. 1 ball, 2 strikes to pitch. And that one is lofted high in the air up to center field, moving under it. Joshua Mears comes in. No damage done after this first half. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors. Should I say 2 hits on there? So let me say this again. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. We head for the bottom of the first. San Antonio coming to bat right after this. Now set to go for the bottom of the first inning for San Antonio. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Well, a right-hander, Matt Swanson, getting a call tonight for Springfield. And what do we know, Bob? Well, he's got a sinker, slider, and a cutter. But that 94-mile-per-hour fastball will be the weapon of choice that he goes with. So you better watch out where he throws that ball. You have to keep your eyes open. Do not blink an eye. The left fielder for San Antonio up on the broad. That is left fielder Albert Fabian. Coming in as he takes that one outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Great crowd we have here tonight for a Sunday. Underway the bottom half of the first inning for San Antonio. And that one's going to be right there. Glove by the second baseman for the out.
Batting second, the catcher, number 58.
And that's going to bring in the catcher, Francisco Acuna. Acuna has the catching duties tonight. Evidently with Ethan Salas still on the injured list. It's pretty much he's been injured since our last couple of homestands against the Midland Rockhounds. That one is fouled away. The count now at 1-1. Well, evidently that pitcher has been benched because of hitting this player. And evidently he hit somebody else and forced ejection. If you hit too many batters, then you just cause the liability on yourself. Yeah, that is for sure, John. You know, and the pitching coach could go out there and say, you know, you're hitting one too many batters, and evidently you're not focusing, so it's time for you to come out of this game because you're benched for the rest of the game. It's not in time, and that's going to get down And here he comes. Joshua Mears got to double. And that's a double meat cheeseburger courtesy of our friends there at Whataburger. Now they celebrated Friday on 75-cent Whataburgers. And that means that's one per app. That means if you have the Whataburger Rewards app, it is one burger with a choice of a medium fry or onion ring or the pretty much cooled off drink of Dr. Pepper or iced sweet tea on top of that, which that would be pretty good. No balls and one strike. Here's the pitch. That's going to be right there. That is back up the middle. That's a base hit. And that's going to put the runner home. Here he comes, and he scores. And San Antonio takes a early 1-0 lead. How do you like that? Marcos Castañon, last couple of nights through this homestand, he has been really good. And here's the right fielder, Jacob Campbell, takes an outside ball. The count now 1-0. Runner at first, 2 away with San Antonio by 1-0, leading Springfield. So pretty good. Missions have a early 1-0 advantage, and it could be a 2-0 or 3-0 advantage if Campbell comes in and puts one out of the ballpark. Well, that would be really good. Yeah, I agree. It would be very, very good. That one is outside. The count now at 2-1. We have the Dogs with us as we have our nighttime game. Last ever against Springfield for the year.
That's a ball.
And the count now at 3-1. The designated hitter, Cole Roederer, stands on base now. And here's the pitch. That one's going to be lofted high in the air up to left center field. And it's the center fielder to make the play, and that will end the inning. Marcos Castañon will put a run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the top of the second. San Antonio leads it 1-0. Jalbert, Yeager, and Bernal will lead it off for Springfield. We come back for the top half of the second inning right after these commercial messages. Top half of the second inning for Springfield right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Well, Braden Jolbert stepping in now. 5-6-7 due up against Isaiah Lowe as we get ready for the top of the second. Here's the pitch. That is a fouled off ball. And the count now, 0-1. Got a great crowd tonight, right, Bob? No, you got to say, John, we seeing the chairs getting piled in, and that is pretty good. That's right there. Hit to Cedeno. Flipped to first down to Castagnon, and that is out number 1.
The designated hitter, R.J. Yeager.
R.J. Yeager coming in now for Springfield. Boy, they have their jerseys from the past couple of years. Even though Corpus Christi had a logo change, all their uniform changes. They had a dark Rohawk blue with their armpits being a sky blue with hooks on striped in the chest. 1-1 right there, swing and a miss. The count now at 1-2. Well, anyway, pretty good right there. And a 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got him.
Batting seven, the catcher.
Here is the catcher, Leonardo Bernal. As he comes in. He's ready to go and hits that one. Ground ball, Cedeno and to Castagnon. And that's a 1-2-3 half inning. No runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left on for Springfield. We're 2.5 coming up. San Antonio leading this game 1-0. We're back here as Cole Roederer, Rojas, and Cedeno will let it come on by for the bottom half of inning number 2. Straight ahead after this. Bottom half of the second inning for San Antonio right now on the Missions Baseball Network. The designated hitter, Cole Roederer, stands in as we're set to go. Wind up and the pitch. That's right there. Line to the shortstop area, and it's intercepted for the out.
The third baseman, Rojas.
Yendry Rojas coming in now. As we're about ready to go for the next batter up, the third baseman straight ahead. And that one is fouled off. And the count now, 0-1. So I know with this last game, 6 games against Amarillo, then another 6 against Corpus Christi. And pretty much that will pretty much do for our homestands for this year. That one has got high in the air up to right field. The right fielder calls off the second baseman, and that is out number 2.
The second baseman, Nerwillian.
And here is Nerwillian Cedeno. So yeah, did I pretty much forget to tell you the story about Springfield and Northwest Arkansas during 2019. They came to Midland. It was close to almost the end of the season. Month of August would come in and all the ball clubs would be getting ready to have the remaining weeks. And that's right there, gloved. Call for the out, and that will do it. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for San Antonio. We head to the third. The San Antonio Missions lead Springfield 1-0. And we go with Ramon Mendoza leading it off for Springfield. Rivas and Rotondo will follow in behind. And so far, pretty good on that. Anyway, that was a pretty good one. As I think that was August 21st or 22nd. We had the Northwest Arkansas Naturals there in Midland. And then the next team would come up. That would be Springfield. And so far, pretty good one. Don't forget, in West Texas, the Permian Basin, there are some pretty good fast food restaurants, and my favorite that I really do miss each and every day, Taco Villa. Oh yeah, you were telling me a lot about Taco Villa, and it was a pretty good restaurant that you've grown up with for a long period of time. Yeah, for sure. Well, anyway, I gotta say we're going to go to break. And so far, I'd just like to share my story. If you didn't hear my story yet, then there it is. Well, about set to go for the top of the third inning for Springfield after we get back from our messages. Top of the third inning for Springfield, set to go in the Mission's Baseball Network. Ramon Mendoza coming in, 8-9-1, due up against Isaiah Lowe. Third inning, set to roll. Here's the pitch right there and in. They're taking cold strike. It's 0-1. John Baker, Bob, and Ann here with y'all tonight. A live broadcast of this Texas League edition. So far, our last game against the Springfield Cardinals here in San Antonio. That one right there, and that is a foul ball. And the count now at 0-2. Isaiah Lowe looks in, pitches and deals, and right there, Rojas gets that rolled ball right to him, and he'll give that one to Castañon for the out.
Batting up, the shortstop, Jeremy Rivas.
Jeremy Rivas coming in now. Springfield wearing their red and grays, with San Antonio wearing their home white uniforms. Last night, they wore their road grays. So that right there is pretty uncommon when you are at home, and so far, I guess it is what it is. I guess they needed a nice cleaning. A lot of washers and dryers there in the clubhouse, just to make sure that uniforms are nicely washed and pressed. Right there, slow roller, DeVries, Castañon, and 2 down. Right there for out number 2.
The center fielder, Chris.
Well, back to the top of the Springfield batting order. Here is center fielder Chris Rotondo. As he comes in, ready to go. The windup and the pitch. That is high fly in the air, foul. And the count now 0-1. You're also going to make sure, John, when you get them uniforms pressed, I mean, any wrinkles that they may have, you just set it on a medium setting, and you're good to go. No, that is for sure. It's right there, the count now, 0-2 as he misses that one. So far, a beautiful evening here at the ballpark. Come and join us here. Taking on Springfield until this evening. So that's a base hit by Chris Rotondo, and he's on as the tying run. That'll bring in Darlin Moquete as he comes in. Wind up and pitch. That is a high fly in the air. And Campbell races after it, makes the play, and that's the half inning over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. And we head to the bottom half of 3. San Antonio with the lead. It's 1-0. Leo Dallas, DeVries, Fabian, and Acuna will get things going for the bottom half of 3 when we come back. Now set to go for the bottom half of the third. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Leo Dallas DeVries coming in now for San Antonio. Takes that one outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Welcome you back to the Sunday night broadcast. Joined in the booth by my friend Bob and his lovely wife Ann. Gotta say, they are here with us on Bark in the Park Sunday here. This one presented by our pet supply places like Petco and PetSmart, our proud sponsors of San Antonio Missions Baseball. Bottom half of the third inning, Leo Dallas DeVries comes in, 2 balls, 1 strike, and there's a swing and a miss. The count now 2-2. Back home in 2 weeks from now, taking on the Amarillo Sod Poodles. That'll be pretty good. Right there, swing and a miss, and that'll be out number 1.
The left fielder, number 30, Albert Fabian.
Albert Fabian coming in now. Back to the top of the San Antonio batting order. Evidently, with Arkansas and Tulsa not coming to San Antonio this next season, definitely a great possibility in 2027. I mean, keep our fingers crossed because that next August, those 2027 schedules will be announced. 1 ball, 1 strike to the left fielder, Fabian. Wind up and after tonight, board the bus and get right on there. Wichita and, well, Springfield, I should say, will start on Tuesday. Cardinals will go their separate direction. San Antonio heads to Oklahoma. Just absolutely love the state. Evidently, it is primed for tornadoes. We learn a lot about severe weather and a lot of different locations. Oklahoma has also been a movie hotspot for Twisters, which came out in 2025. Nope, it came out in 2024. Okay, thank you, Bob. It came out in 2024. And, yeah, there's a gas station out there in Fairview, or right outside of Fairview. And, yeah, so far it's one of the filming locations, and evidently El Reno was a filming location right there. Hit, and that is out number 2 as Acuna is down. Boy, that could have been a base hit. Just look where that ball was. Fair and honest opinion about that ball was it was pretty much fair. Here's center fielder Joshua Mears. Grounds that one. And that is out. So that was ground hopper. So no runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left on. And we're into 3. San Antonio with the lead, still 1-0. Top of 4 coming up on this Sunday evening. Missions have that 1-0 lead against Springfield. Chase Davis, Page, and Jobbert will be leading it off for the 4th when we come back. Now set to go for the fourth inning right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Chase Davis coming in will take a strike in the inside, and it's the count now 0-1 as we are underway. Inning number 4 for Springfield. So far, pretty good night tonight. Wind up and the pitch. That's a swing and a miss. The count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. And that's going to be right there. Line drive. Fabian intercepts it. And that is out number 1.
The third baseman, number 8, Trey.
Third baseman Trey Page stepping in now. Coming in. The windup and the pitch right there and inside for a strike. And it's the count now 0-1. The 0-1 delivery. Down and inside for a strike, and it's 0-2. And to welcome our viewers into YouTube Live, welcome. The fans watching from Springfield, Missouri. Pretty good right there. On his high fly in the air. And that ball is foul. The count now 0-2. Evidently, our two teams here tonight will meet each other at the end of the regular season. After the last homestand against Corpus Christi, these two teams will meet each other for the final 6 times in the regular season finale. Here's a pitch, and that's a ground ball. Straight away, Cedeno. Throw down to first, easy play out there to Castagnon for 2 away. Braden Jobert coming in now. He's 0 for 1 with the ground out. 2 away, nobody on, top of 4. It is a San Antonio 1-0 lead. If you're joining us here tonight, on YouTube Live or on the radio, thank you for taking your end of the weekend. Coming pretty good. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That one high fly in the air. And that is to the left fielder, Fabian, and that will do it. No runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left on for Springfield. And we now hit 4.5. San Antonio with the lead. It's 1-0. Castagnon, Campbell, and Roederer will get things going for the bottom of 4 when we come back. Bottom half of the fourth inning set to go for San Antonio right now. The Missions Baseball Network. Marcos Castañon to lead it off. 4, 5, and 6 due up against Matt Swanson.
Counts 1-0.
And that one is outside the count now. 1 ball and no strikes. I think I'm saying his last name wrong. Svanson. The S looks like it's silent. So it would be Vanson. Yeah, I guess you got something there, John. Yeah, probably do. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that is a swing and a miss. Svanson strikes him out with that fastball. Pretty good on that. Right fielder Jacob Campbell coming in. It's ready to go, and the pitch.
Nope.
Down and outside, it's 1 ball and no strikes. Still plenty of time for Springfield to rally back in this one. Evidently, they've been seeing a lot of 3-up, 3-down innings. That one intercepted by the third baseman. Right in time, they get him out at first.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Cole.
And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Cole Roederer. There's our angled shot by our Springfield third baseman. Evidently, he came in and intercepted that ball and put the 5th-hole batter out of his place. So no balls and 1 strike to the designated hitter, Cole Roederer, as he stands in. So for 1 and a line out. Well, evidently, when we head to Tulsa, Ben Gelman will be with y'all this next week. So far, he will be with y'all on the away games, and I will be with y'all here at home. And that will get him. Right there in the back.
Now batting, third baseman, Yendry
And the
Rojas.
third baseman, Yendry Rojas, coming in. Wind up and the pitch. Fouled off, and he'll see another. No balls, 1 strike. Runner at first. 2 down here in the half inning. And that is right there. Line drive, and that looks like it's going to be out. No! Whoa, look at there. Double steal.
Now batting, second baseman.
And boy, they tried to pick off first and third right there. That was pretty impressive. Jeez, that would scare me like a ghost haunted my house or something. Yeah. Well, evidently, that is pretty cool. Now you got first and third. And San Antonio threatening early. That one fouled away. The count now 0-1 to Nerwillian Cedeno. As he comes in. It's ready to go here in this one. And a pitch. That one right there. Ground hopper, straightaway second, and they go to first. That ends the inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. We head to the top of the 5th inning. San Antonio, 1-0. 5th inning coming straight ahead. R.J. Yeager coming in. Bernal and Mendoza will follow in from behind. So 5th inning coming up for Springfield when we come back. About set to go for the top of the fifth for Springfield right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. R.J. Yeager coming in, fouls that one off. The count now at 0-1 as we are underway of inning number 5. The 0-1 right there out of play. And the count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Oh, third strike, got him. And that is 1 down.
Now batting, catcher Leonardo Bernal.
Leonardo Bernal coming in, the catcher. Number 7 cleanup hitter. And that one is fouled off. The count now at 0-1. It's getting ready to hit the school tomorrow morning. Weather forecast is nice and cool, but afternoon gets extremely hot. Temperature at 96 degrees for San Antonio. Kids get off in the afternoon. A lot of parents getting off in the afternoon to head home and so far cook dinner, which apparently I do for myself. So no balls and 2 strikes to count now to Bernal. Called third strike and he's down. And there is 2 away.
Now batting, second baseman Ramon Mendoza.
Well, that'll bring up the next batter up, Ramon Mendoza. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be an inside strike, and the count now 0-1. And that one's going to be lofted high in the air, deep to right. Moving under it, Campbell will make it, and he's got the last out of this half inning. So no runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left on for Springfield. We're 5.5. And it is San Antonio 1, Springfield nothing. We'll have a new warm-up hand coming up right after we get back with our proud broadcast. About set to go for the bottom half of the 5th right now for the Missions Baseball Network. A right-hander, Jack Ralston, coming in as he'll warm up in relief for Springfield. 4-seam curveball changeup and a 2-seam fastball. Starting that four-seam fastball, he goes up 95 miles per hour. So far, pretty good on that. Leading off for San Antonio, the 9-hole batter, shortstop Leo Dallas DeVries. DeVries coming in, ready to go. And the pitch. And that's going to be lofted. That is getting down. Line drive. That's a base hit. And DeVries got another double in the reservoir. And San Antonio making it happen here tonight. That is a beautiful executed line drive for a double. That'll put shortstop Leo Dallas DeVries to the on-scoring position there at second. Leadoff batter Albert Fabian will turn the lineup card over for San Antonio. It's 1 for 2 and a double. You know, John, that was a pretty line drive double. And I gotta say, it was really nice. Yeah, I gotta say. Curtis Taylor, Andre Granillo coming in, warming up for the Springfield bullpen. Pretty good right there. Second potential run for San Antonio, just 120 feet away. Changeup is right there. The count now 2-1. So far with a base hit, that could put San Antonio up at 2-0. Fabian can hopefully get that job done. That is right there. Liner straight away short. Or excuse me, second base to first. And that is out number 1. Runner will move from second to third. That'll be Leo Dallas DeVries there at third. Hoping to get home and that teammate of his bring him home. That's going to be line drive, and that's going to be enough for a tag up. Here he comes. And San Antonio has their second run scoring in DeVries. Well, Francisco Acuna got that job done, and so far, pretty good as San Antonio now leads us 1-2. Joshua Mears coming up now for San Antonio. Swings and misses, changeup, and the count now at 0-1. So far, plenty of baseball left. We got about 4 more innings left to go here tonight. So far for a Sunday night, don't miss the action at all. It's right there, the count now, no balls and 2 strikes. Could have wished we took on Arkansas and Tulsa. Our last 2 homestands, that's been pretty nice. Yeah, I gotta say, John, that ain't happening. And so far, the Travelers and Drillers are not coming here at all this year or next year. Well, duh, Bob, we know that. I mean, it was said that this would be 4 consecutive years that Arkansas and Tulsa won't come to the Alamo City. Well, we go 5 innings worth, and San Antonio gets a sacrifice fly that led into a run in to score and makes it a 2-0 ball game for San Antonio. Top of the 6th, Rivas, Rotondo, and Boquete will lead it off when we come back. Top of the sixth inning for Springfield right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Jeremy Rivas coming in. That is 9-1-2 as he'll take a strike inside. The count now at 0-1. No, Bob, I think about 2027. And so far, hopefully they'll let Arkansas and Tulsa come to San Antonio.
No balls, 2 strikes.
For sure, hopefully they will. Maybe. Even though about 4 consecutive years that those two ball clubs
1 ball, 2 strikes.
have not been to the Alamo City, I mean, it would have been nice. That one high fly in the air, and that is up the right field, and that is out number 1. Well, evidently, Midland, Corpus Christi, Frisco, and Amarillo get to take on those two ball clubs. That is Arkansas and Tulsa. They don't come to San Antonio at all. That's the only city that's exempt from those two ball clubs. But evidently, San Antonio will head to Arkansas and Tulsa. Which I don't know why they're avoiding San Antonio so much. I mean, it's not a bad city or anything. Besides, it's basically our home, and we pretty much live here. And that one is driven up nicely deep to left field, and Springfield getting on the board. It's now a 2-1 ball game. San Antonio still holding it by a slim lead. And it's 2-1. Home run by number 19, Chris Rotondo, making it a 2-1 advantage for San Antonio, still hanging on to that lead. Darlin Moquete coming in now. There's the windup and the pitch. That one is going to be skied high in the air. Campbell trying to go after it, and that is out of play, foul. So, no balls, 1 strike. And here's the 0-1. That one line drive, and that's a base hit. So far, a double play would give San Antonio a chance to get some more runs in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Well, that'll bring in Chase Davis as he comes in. Wind up and the pitch, and that is fouled off to the face even. And the count now 0-1. 1-for-2 single for Springfield. And here's the pitch. That's fouled in the way. The count now at 0-2. Well, a new week to work, and so far going to be a pretty good one. That's going to be right there. Cedeno to DeVries. Right there, Taco Bell double play. Inning over. But Chris Rotondo gets a run in for Springfield on a home run. And we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. San Antonio leading 2-1 as we go bottom half of the home 6. Castagnon, Campbell, and Roederer will lead it off in the bottom of the 6th when we come back. Now set to go for the bottom of the sixth right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Marcos Castañon to lead it off as we go to the bottom half of six. And that one is an inside strike. The count now at 0-1. So far we are near our end. So we have 3 more innings to play. San Antonio can still beat Springfield if they can hold on to a 2-1 lead. Here's a 1-1, and that is foul. The count now 1-2. Or should I say that would be outside for that ball. Night time coming on us as we continue our play here. And that's a swung on and miss. And that is out number 1. Jacob Campbell coming in, 0 for 2, fly out and a ground out. Wind up and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Curveball will get him chasing. The count now 0-1. Maybe they'll switch around the ball clubs in 2027, 2028. Evidently, San Antonio is supposed to have a new downtown ballpark before too long. So evidently, this would put this ballpark that we currently play in down to a pretty much a abandonment. I mean, in the likes of which it's a pretty good ballpark to play in. I mean, for AA leveled baseball.
0-1's the count.
I mean, it is what it is, but San Antonio City Council says, oh, well, we can build a new ballpark at $160 million and still compete in the Texas League, which we won't be located on Highway 90 anymore. So 2 balls and 1 strike, the count. And here's a 2-1. And that's going to be right there. Line drive, base hit. And off to a good start here in the bottom of the 6th inning. But 2 batters down in this bottom half of 6. That'll bring in Yendry Rojas. Rojas coming in will take an outside ball, and the count now at 1-0. 6th inning, San Antonio 2, Springfield 1 here in this ball game. That one is a swung on and missed. The count now at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's fouled and away. The count now 1-2. So yeah, pretty good evening as we get ready to conclude this bottom half of 6. And that one fouled and away. The count now 1-2. So far for these 2 ball clubs, we've enjoyed our week here at home, and so far that's a swing and a miss right there, and that ends the 6th inning. We're on now to the 7th with San Antonio leading this one 2-1. So Trey Page, Jobber, and Yeager will lead it off for Springfield when we come back. Top of the 7th inning for Springfield. Right now, the Mission's Baseball Network. Trey Page coming in aboard for Springfield. 4, 5, and 6 due up against Isaiah Lowe. That one hit high in the air up to left field. Moving under it, Fabian will make the grab, and there is out number 1. One pitch, one high fly, one out for the leadoff batter for Springfield. 5-hole hitter, Braden Jobbert coming in now. As he hits that one to Castagnon. Has enough time to recover, and he does. That is a quick out number 2. And that'll bring in R.J. Yeager. Yeager coming in is ready to go. Wind up and the pitch. That is an inside strike. The count now at 0-1. Boy said that this is the series finale here against these two ball clubs. And again, I cannot wait for next year when we meet up with the Springfield Cardinals in 2026. And then it'll be Northwest Arkansas after that. Well, that will pretty much do. That's a 1-2-3 inning for the Springfield Cardinals here on this Sunday night. And the San Antonio Mission's up 2-1. As we take you out to the ball game in our 7th inning stretch. We'll have a new relief arm coming up for the Springfield Cardinals. Cedeno, DeVries, and Fabian will lead it off when we get back in our broadcast here this Sunday evening. About set to go for the bottom of the 7th right now. The Missions Baseball Network. Andre Granillo coming in now. It's a 4-seam slider, curveball, and a sinker. Set to go here for the bottom half of the 7th inning for San Antonio.
For San Antonio, the second baseman.
Granillo now pitching for Springfield. Cedeno will be the first man up. 8-9-1 due up here as he swings and misses in the count. In the relief, he's getting warmed up in the Springfield bullpen. So far, we do have activity in both sides of our bullpens. It's right there. That's a line drive up to right field. That's a base hit. Hopefully, San Antonio can keep things going.
Now batting, number 94.
Well, with nightfall coming in just around us, here is Leodalis DeVries as he gets out of there. Last time up is a 1-for-2 double for San Antonio. So far, when we do have our next homestand and a 6:05 first pitch, we'll definitely go to a 4 o'clock game. Evidently, with the sun being up, and so far with this one, it'll be maybe our last Sunday doing that. 9-hole batter, Leodalis DeVries, 1-for-2. Now, it kind of reminds me of daylight savings. You know, it gets dark at 5:30. Gets morning at 6 o'clock. Or stays dark till 6. And that's a force out at second, and runner safely aboard at first. Here is the left fielder, Albert Fabian, as he comes in. Here's the windup and the pitch. That one fouled in the way. The count now 0-1. 1-for-3 single. Pretty good here tonight. Next homestand, Tuesday, August 19. Taking on the Amarillo Sod Poodles.
That's inside.
That is a week from today. Which that is pretty good. And that one's going to be a line drive. That's straight away. Up there, right on the warning track. And that is out number 2.
Now batting, number 58.
Well, that'll bring up the catcher, Francisco Acuna. Is 0-for-2, a sacrifice fly, and an RBI. Wind up and the pitch. That's going to be right there. Hit the third. They'll flip to first, and that's the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on for San Antonio. We head to the 8th inning, and San Antonio up 2-1. They're about ready for the top half of the 8th inning. About ready to go. Leonardo Bernal, Mendoza, and Rivas will get things going for the top of the 8th inning for Springfield. Well, hope you've had a pretty good seventh inning stretch, and now it's time to get back to the action here in the San Antonio Missions Ballpark, Wolf Stadium, as we head to the bottom half of the seventh inning right now. Oh, top half of the eighth inning. I do apologize. Right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Yeah, Bob, you are in La La Land. Oh, yeah. You probably got that right there, John. Well, leading off the top of the eighth inning for Springfield, the catcher, Leonardo Bernal. So far, pretty good on that, and that's going to be right there. And that'll be a pitch clock violation, as that's 1 ball and 1 strike. Eighth inning for Isaiah Lowe, and that's going to be lofted high in the air, and that will be out number 1. But to tell you one thing with Springfield, these boys have done a terrific job on the road, and so far we're going to miss y'all. But we'll still stay in touch. I mean, we know where they're at after tonight. They'll be up back and home, taking on the Wichita Wind Surge starting Tuesday through Sunday this next following week. The 0-1. That one right there, line drive, that's a base hit. Could be trouble. And that is going to be a 1-out double for Ramon Mendoza. And that is pretty much RBI double. Well, looks like Tulsa shuts down Corpus Christi. The final score 3-0. So far, our last 2 teams here today is Springfield and San Antonio on the start of the end of this week. Chris Rotondo, 2 for 3, a home run single, RBI, and a run. So anyway, we'll talk about the schedule. Well, these guys will come back on August 4th through the 9th next year for the Springfield Cardinals. Then it'll be August 18th through the 23rd, versing off Northwest Arkansas. Here's the 0-1. Right there, that is up front and center, and that'll tie us up. Boy, it's a 2-2 tie here in the top of the 8th inning, and Springfield has the go-ahead run at the plate. Well, Garland McGette coming in now. So far, pretty good on that one. Wind up and the pitch. That is right there. And that's going to get through for a base hit. So 2-1, 2 out here in the top of the 8th, a 2-2 tie. San Antonio would definitely need a walk-off situation, making it a final score of 3-2. Maybe that'll be possible to wrap up this week in the series. Well, we're going to have a new reliever coming up now, and the missions manager is coming to take Isaiah Lowe out of the ball game. And so far, he did 8 innings of pitching, and so far could be credited the win, a loss, or a no decision. But Jason Blanchard, a left-hander, will come on deck for San Antonio, and so 4-seam slider, changeup, and a 2-seam fastball. Now pitching for San Antonio in this one. Chase Davis coming in now, is ready to go, and that one is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. 1 for 3 single will meet up Jason Blanchard. Here's a 1-0 delivery, and that's an inside strike. The count now at 1-1. Tie-breaking run is second. The go-ahead there at first base. That one is lofted high in the air up to left field. Fabian will get a decision. Chris Rotondo will finish it off. And the Missions will come up next to see if they can break the tie. And we head to the bottom half of the 8th inning, and it's a tied ball game, 2-2. Mears, Castagnon, and Campbell will get it going here in the bottom half of the 8th inning when we're set to go for that. Don't forget, we got more Missions baseball, and after this ball game, make sure you stick around for the kids run the bases here. And so far, pretty good on that. Can't wait for kids to run the bases. We're back here in just a little bit, and we're tied 2-2. Bottom half of the 8th inning for San Antonio. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Joshua Mears will be the leadoff batter here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. 2-2 ball game. Tie-breaking run is Joshua Mears. That one is lofted high in the air up to right field. Moving under it is the right fielder, and that is out number 1.
Number 6,
Marcos Castagnon is 1 for 3, single RBI. So far, a pretty good night. Full moon, which that is always a good thing when you get going for this finale homestand. Final game of these two sides here tonight. And that is going to be right there, the count now, 0-2. Top of the 9th coming up after this half inning concludes, and so far pretty good on that. That one is a strikeout right there, and Castagnon is down on strikes.
Now batting, number 7.
Well, that'll bring up the number 7 guy. Well, his jersey is number 7, but this is Jacob Campbell, the right fielder. Foul that one off. The count now 0-1. We've had a lot of fun, haven't we? Yeah, we had a lot of fun over the week. And Bob, yeah, are you asleep? No, I'm still awake. Okay.
Ball inside.
2,663 tonight in attendance. I thought you already went to sleep in your recliner. Oh no, I'm still awake, John. Just
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Oh my goodness, John, what a week it's been. Yeah, for sure. And that's outside. The count now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Nobody on for San Antonio. That one's going to be lofted high in the air. And that is out number 3, and that concludes 8 innings come and gone. So we're still tied at 2-2, and we head now to the top of the ninth inning. Page, Gilbert, and Yeager will get something going as we head to the ninth inning for Springfield. Back in this broadcast, we're 2-2 tie here in San Antonio. We head for the ninth inning right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Well, leading off for Springfield, Trey Page, 4, 5, and 6, due up against Jason Blanchard. So far, beautiful full moon, and yeah, we have some clouds in the area, which that's pretty nice. Evidently a beautiful night for a ball game, and that's an inside strike. The count now at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and that's going to be right there. Line drive. That's a base hit. And that is a leadoff single for Trey Page. Pretty good right there, and so far Springfield down to their 3 outs. They're going to try to bunt his way on, and they don't get him. Evidently putting on another 2 runners. R.J. Yeager coming in now. Is set to go. Wind up in the pitch, and that's going to be right there. Line drive, foul. And the count now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike in the pitch. That one is lofted high in the air up to center field. And that's not far enough from the runner to advance from second. And there's 1 down. 2 more outs, and it'll be the bottom of the 9th inning.
The catcher,
Leonardo Bernal coming in is 0 for 3, strikeout, fly out, and a ground out. That right there, pretty good if he could get 2 more outs and get this half inning unscathed. Here's the 0-1. And that's going to be right there. And that'll put runners at second and third. Boy, big mistake there. And the pass ball by Blanchard. That ain't nothing to be worried about. What is to worry about is the runners at second and third. That's the most thing that you have to be worried about, because they are the threatening matter of the scoreboard. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. And the pitch. And that's fouled off. The count now 1-2. Still hanging on. Here's the pitch. And that's right there. And that will load up the bases. Man, and they should have got that out at first base, and they would have been out to their final out here in this one. Ramon Mendoza coming in now. And he's going to hit that one, and that's going to get in the run. 1 run scores, 2 runs score, and it's a 2-run double. And Springfield takes the lead now 4-2. And it will take a miracle for San Antonio to come back in this one. And that's really what they need to wrap up this homestand, is a victory. And claiming the win for San Antonio. And evidently that's what they would need in order to get their 62nd of the season. Jeremy Rivas coming in as he swings and misses, and the count now at 0-1. Now it'll be 3 runs to get something going for San Antonio and maybe get the bottom half of the 9th inning riled up, and the dugout needs to get there. Yeah, they need to get there, John, and so far the manager needs to say, hey, look, it's time to rally back and say, don't let up on these guys, because evidently they're not going to let up. You know, you got to come in. You got to put that baseball in play. That's what you have to do in this game, man, for sure. That's strikeout number 2. And so far, Rivas is down on strikes. Chris Rotundo coming in now. And so far, early on in this broadcast, he had a home run in the top half of the 6th inning. And it was pretty good. Second and third, 2 away. Springfield 4, San Antonio 2. That one is a high pop-up right there. Foul grounds, Castagnon looks at it, makes the play, and that is the 9th inning come and gone here in this one. Well, we head to the bottom half of the 9th inning. San Antonio needs 3 to win it, and so far that's what they need. We'll be right back at our broadcast in this Texas League Sunday evening as we're down to the last half of the 9th inning. And when we come back, we're set to go here in this one. And it's a 4-2 Springfield lead as we enter to the bottom of the 9th inning. Bottom half of the 9th inning set to go for San Antonio right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Well, a right-hander, Ryan Shreve, will get the closing door assignment. A 4-seam slider, changeup, and a sinker coming in for Springfield as he'll pitch in relief for the Cardinals. Last of the 9th inning. Here is a designated hitter, Cole Roederer, who is 1 for 2. 3 runs to win here in this one. And that one is high, pop up, foul. And the count now 0-1. Got to level out that baseball. So far trying to get up in there. Here's the pitch. Fouled off again, still hanging on. And no balls, 2 strikes. 3 to win it. And the pitch. Still fighting it off. Got to try to level it out. Or you're going to make that new guy get really clumsy out there. Yeah, for sure. That's going to be line drive right there. Base hit. And there goes a run. Roederer getting his double. And pretty good right there. Now the tying run coming up to the plate. That'll be the 5-hole hitter. And that looks to be the 7-hole batter in the San Antonio order, Yendry Rojas. Hits that one out of play. And that will land foul. And the count now 0-1. 1 for 3 single for the Missions here tonight. Tying run, that is Rojas. And the pitch. And that's going to be lofted. That is deep. And it is gone. And we are tied. Yandri Rojas will put the lid on the cap. Should I say it would be the lid on the pecani sauce right there? Didn't you have that for lunch today? Yeah, I made tacos, and boy, they were good. Well, our last batter coming up, and that is Nerwillian Cedeno. Let's see if he can walk off right here. And here's the pitch. And that's going to be right there, line drive. That's a base hit. And they can't come along with it. Going to second, he's going to third, and he's there, and that's a winning run 90 feet away. And Springfield is in danger. Man, I'll tell you one thing, walking it off right here, that would make the team celebrate like nothing else. Like, they did it through this homestand one time, and so far against Wichita. And so far, pretty good on that. Yeah, for sure, Bob. All right, we're going to have a pitching change here, and so far that will pretty much do for this starter. Boy, he was at 6 pitches. And so far, he just got out of the ball game because he gave up a 2-run shot. And now we got a runner at 90 feet away. That's the winning run. Michael Gomez coming out now. He's a 4-seam slider, a 2-seamer, and a sweeper. Here is the 9-hole batter, Leo Dallas DeVries, as he takes in a strike. And it's the count now at 0-1. The last of the 9th inning here tonight for San Antonio and the Alamo City here tonight. Join us on Tuesday, August 19th as we take on the visiting Amarillo Sod Poodles in a 6-game set. That evidently will be the second to last of our homestands in the year 2025. And so far, Frisco. And yeah, that would be doing it right there. Out number 1 is Leo Dallas DeVries. Here is left fielder Albert Fabian. So it'll be Frisco, Tulsa, and Springfield will be our road series. Amarillo and Corpus Christi will be at home. Right there, and that's a liner. And that is out number 2. And they're one more out away from seeing extra innings. Francisco Acuna could get it done if he can hit one and deliver that runner straight from third to home, and that would win it 5-4. And right there, that's going to get down, and they're going to walk it off right here. And San Antonio gets their 62nd of the season. And how do you like that? They come back, and that ends this homestand. Win number 62 for San Antonio. And Springfield gets their 67-41 record. And they will lose the last game in San Antonio, and now they're off going home to take on Wichita. Well, what a night it's been here, and so far for this week. Springfield, good luck, and we'll see you next year. Well, evidently we'll see y'all for 6 more times as we'll head to Blue River Stadium in a few weeks from now. Jason Blanchard gets the win. Ryan Shreve gets the loss for Springfield. So far, pretty good on that. Well, anyway, we are off to Oklahoma. We take on the Tulsa Drillers in a 6-game set next week. And so far, what a night it's been. Well, anyway, for our proud sponsors, West Creek Trail Rides, and so far everybody that was here, we thank y'all for coming into our live broadcast, and also Waterburger Coupons getting out there. And so far pretty good on that one. Well, anyway, we'll get set to go, and yeah, it's a beautiful full moon. And we are Tuesday, August 12th. We start our new week, and I'm going to be happy that we did that just for the sheer fun of it. Well, anyway, go to our first pitch app, the minor league baseball. So far, Yendry Rojas 2 for 4, a home run, 2 RBIs. And Jason Blanchard getting the win for San Antonio. Well, anyway, got to say it was a perfectly good evening tonight for the Missions. And so far, it is time to hit the road. Well, for everybody here, we had a fun time, and so far we are off to Tulsa now. San Antonio's in Tulsa. Frisco. Frisco takes on Midland. I do believe they're at their home ballpark, the Frisco Rough Riders. Let's see, Arkansas is at Northwest Arkansas. See, Amarillo, or Corpus Christi at Amarillo. And Springfield at Wichita at Springfield. Alrighty, so that will just about do it. And so far, what a night it's been. Well, anyway, let's give you runs, hits, and errors first for the victorious San Antonio Missions here in Game 6. 5 runs, 11 hits, no errors. And for Springfield, 4 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. Well, anyway, want to thank the Springfield Cardinals for an outstanding week we've had. And so far, it was pretty good. Springfield heads home. They take on the Wichita Wind Surge. So they head home, and so far, that was the last North Division team that came to San Antonio for this year. But evidently, it is what it is. Well, we head to Tulsa, and so far, it will be a pretty good one. Might just do a Tuesday through Sunday there at good old DCJ Field. Well, Missions are packing up the bus, and they are leaving, do believe, tomorrow morning. They get up bright and early at 5 a.m. and they head out of San Antonio, and they go to Frisco for their first stop, and then their second stop to Tulsa. And they'll be there hopefully by 8 hours and 28 minutes from San Antonio, which that's a little ways away, but anyway, pretty good on that. Well, anyway, thought this would be a pretty good week for us, and yes, it was a great week. Well, San Antonio gets their 62nd of the season. Springfield will get a 67-41 record. Kids running around the bases, and so far pretty good on that. Well, we are down to our final two homestands, Amarillo and Corpus Christi, the last two teams that will visit the San Antonio metropolitan area for the 2025 remains. And so far, well, that will pretty much be it after Corpus Christi leaves, and we head to Springfield for the final 6 times of the regular season. All knowingly, it has been a fun summer, and we've really enjoyed everybody being here. Good old Wolf Stadium in San Antonio, Texas. But evidently, we will see y'all again. And so far, we will definitely do that. Anyway. Just a pretty full moon, and yeah, starting to get a little, well, look like a thunderhead out there. Just to the left-hand side of left field. Just a beautiful night here at Wolf Stadium, and oh goodness, Duncan, you make me laugh. Well, anyway, want to go ahead and get into our pregame, well, should I say after game show? And so far, Bob, it has been a terrific week as we took on Springfield. Well, I got to say, John, yeah, it's been a pretty good one thus far, and we have really had fun. Yeah, for sure. Well, and I got to say, first time being back in a long while. And how did you enjoy it? Well, it was a good ball game. I mean, the walk-off was really, really good. And I got to say, Ann, I absolutely agree. Well, with our road travel coming up, and so far Tuesday through Sunday this next week, San Antonio Missions take on the Tulsa Drillers in a 6-game set. And then we'll come back home and take on the Amarillo Sod Poodles. And then we're up in Frisco to close out the end of August. And then after that, we are coming back home to take on the Corpus Christi Hooks in a 6-game set. And then we are off to Springfield for the 6-game season finale of the regular season. Well, anyway, it has been a fun week, and so far, we wish the best of luck to our first place winners in the North Division, the Springfield Cardinals. So far, San Antonio, Frisco, Springfield, and Wichita are the first 4 teams in the Texas League, South and North, to continue holding on to their positions. Anyway, want to thank everybody for this awesome week, and it has been fun so far for everybody here. Final score, San Antonio 5, Springfield 4. Well, boys, we're off on the road, and so far, gonna be a pretty good one as we head to Tulsa and back home to take on Amarillo after that. Well, anyway, boys, safe travels, and we'll see you in a week from now. This has been Texas League Baseball, home of your San Antonio Missions, and now we take you to your regularly scheduled program.